Hey, welcome back to my channel. I had every intention to talk about my struggles of finding a job in the data analytics space and what it means for this career transition and how I'm staying positive while all of this is happening and some of the things I'm doing and how I'm moving through. Um, and I will do that. I will do that hopefully soon. But I am so Listen, I don't mean to laugh. There is a lot happening. Um, you've all seen it, right? You've seen the freedom of speech is now in question. I'm pro-Palestinian because I am Palestinian, living in America, um, where I never had to feel weird about saying that until now, where I don't know if like violence will come upon me for saying these things. And I don't like it because I'm very proud to be Palestinian. So there are things like that that I know are on people's minds who are for humanity and do want to speak on things that they find to be horrific. There's other things, right? We are seeing people lose their jobs left and right without cause, without understanding. It's just happening. And we're seeing an influx of people into the job market, which I will touch on when I talk about my struggles of finding a job. But we're seeing that quite a bit, and we're seeing people struggling overall with the cost of inflation going up. And it's not just a supply demand thing, right? So, for example, a lot of people talked about the cost of eggs and how they're super high, and we need to get control of these egg prices. The governor of Nevada wanted to take back the cage free and put birds in cages. But the real reason why the egg prices went is due to the avian flu. So something like recaging the birds would cause an epidemic of bird flu that would cause inflation to rise even more. And that was the initial cause for the egg prices, right? There was a lot of demand, not enough supply due to the avian flu. But no one really thought that through, right? No one thought, what was the cause of this and how can we help the farmers eradicate this or figure that out? Instead, it became a political point, right? You all wanted a solution. That didn't happen. That wasn't a solution that happened. What ended up happening was they used it as a political point only to cause more inflation. And this is where I get to the tariffs part. Tariffs aren't something the other countries pay. You pay it. You pay it. Like the companies that buy the material pay the tax to recoup what they're losing in that tax, because tariffs are taxes. They are taxes the American people, the American businesses pay, right? Okay, stick with me on this one. So if businesses that are selling you a product are paying that tax, where do you think that tax is gonna, like the recoup of that tax is gonna go? It's gonna go to you. When you're buying whatever you buy from, like most of our groceries in the Southwest area comes from Mexico, right? Our lumber, all of, I think, steel comes from Canada. We have tariffs on them. Most of the products that you all buy on Amazon that are really cheap come from China. So and not even that. Walmart has, I believe, over 300 facilities in China, and Target buys from China. We know Amazon does. We know most everywhere does. So that tariff will affect you. So that thing that cost, I don't know, like $5, not going to cost $5 anymore, is it? So I feel like there is a lot of misinformation out there, and a lot of people who are listening to these pundits that are being paid to cause and rile up and imbue division amongst everyone. But like the reality is that we're all struggling the same. Like unless you're rich, you're struggling like I am. Even though you might have a job, we're still facing the same situation. The growing cost of groceries, the growing cost of anything. Like I think that we don't think about that and how it affects. So you look at that and, come back to the job market for those of you like me who are laid off. It's not just you have an influx of people coming into the job market competing for the same jobs as you, and they might have more experience in certain areas than you do. You have certain experience in certain areas that they definitely don't. And you all have to make your case if the companies even choose between 30 to 40% of the jobs in the job market are fake and they're not by fake companies. They're not, and I don't mean this to say like they're scam jobs. Some of them are, I'm not saying not all of them are, but some of them are. But I'm saying that real companies, yeah, see, my dog's even upset. She's going outside to bark at these people to this guy. But you see these jobs and it by big companies that you're applying to, those aren't real. And you know this because you'll get something down the line or they'll ghost you or whatever the case is. That job was never intended to have someone in it. You wasted your time, you interviewed, all of the things. I mean, I recently got an email saying the job was canceled. I interviewed for the job in December of last year. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are so many jobs on the job market that aren't even real because they're trying to inflate the growth of their company when there is no growth happening, right? This is all affected by what's going on. Yeah, what was it? There are companies foregoing giving their like bonuses and they're reducing staff. Like getting rid of bonuses is just the first step, and then they reduce the staff because they can't afford to keep them, and then the staff that still stays there is working more because they're taking on more work that's made for two people, sometimes three people for the one person. And we've all been there because we've seen it happen. There was the Great Recession where a lot of us ended up taking, like for me, that was around the time I graduated from college. I ended up taking a job that I hated because it was the only job available, but I wanted to get my career started and I couldn't wait a year, 2 years to make that happen. So you see all of these things, you see how difficult it is, and it is very difficult, it's very hard. I know I made it sound like doom and gloom, and it does feel that way. And for most of us, it is that way. Like in the moment, it definitely feels like the autonomy is taken away, the future that we had built in our minds taken away, all of these things. And I did say, like, you gotta remove that from your mindset. What could have been, what should have been, what you hoped you could have done, what you regret not doing. Listen, there's a lot of regrets in life. Never regret something that happened to you. You can't change that, right? You can't change what happened to you. You can change how you feel about it. You can change how you move through it, but it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. I mean, it's somebody's fault. I mean, they definitely need to figure out how to make the system more stable and also how to make the social services for people that are affected by what people in the higher level of government does that affects these things that happen to us. They should have social services to help combat that because the economy still needs to run, right? So one of the things that I cannot stress enough is for the economy to run, you need people to purchase things. If there isn't anybody to purchase things but basic necessities, those restaurants that you love so much, those places that you go to, they're not going to be around for that much longer. And then the economy dips further. So while you're looking for a job, volunteer. I know I've discussed volunteering before, but it doesn't, even if you have a job and you feel like you wish you could do more, or you just wish you could be out of this space in a different headspace, volunteering makes you look outside of yourselves, makes you think of other people in your community, people that need your help, people that are struggling, or that are needing just support. It makes you think of what you can do in the community to help your community, because you're not going to be able to change everything that's happening. You're not going to be able to do all of that. And I know all of us are like, I don't know what to do. I feel helpless. I'm just going to be upset, stressed, all of that. Well, that is an option. And I have done it. From personal experience, it sucks. I wouldn't recommend it. For those that are unemployed, volunteering opens up doors of networking that you wouldn't otherwise do. It introduces you to a different type of work that you wouldn't find yourself in because you were wrapped up in the fantasy of the job and the future of the job and where you were hoping to land in said job. So I would say that volunteering does so many things. You network with people, you get to know people, and you get to help people. And you get to see what is really needed in your community. And maybe you, with an entrepreneurial spirit, and you might be able to look at something like, I don't know, I saw on TikTok, there was this guy who created a co-op community in Georgia. I want to say it was in Atlanta, but I'm not 100% sure. He literally put in a plan of condos, apartments that people can buy in with a community garden that people as a collective would work on. And they pay into it, they help beautify their own community, and they have a path to ownership. When prices were really high and they couldn't even afford rent, this guy came up with a solution to create something that people had buy-in into. So I don't know, based off of that, off of the top of my head, people with farms that don't have people to work it, that could go under in 2-3 months, that I've seen people complain about. You could hire people that are looking to do something different, or hire people that are unhoused to have a share in your farm and build housing on your farm where they go work the farm and have a place to go. I mean, while room and board is part of salary, you can also give them a share so they have money to spend and put into local economy. That's an idea. I mean, I don't know how that would work, and but somebody out there might think that's a great idea. Let me figure that out. You all are a lot smarter than you give yourselves credit for. You just need to expand your mind a little bit more, and need to figure out what is going on, how to rise above it, and all of the things. And we as a community, as people, as human beings, we need to find our humanity again. We need to bring it back. As much as people want to divide everyone and say, oh, this person is taking your job and this person is making it difficult for you. I mean, the whole, I'm going to compose myself because I get so mad when I talk about this. The whole immigration policy where these immigrants are taking our jobs and all of this, and a lot of people voted to kick immigrants out. But the reality is there's a backbone of how this country is successful. And you all forgot that. Somehow, some way along the lines, you got mad about something, and instead of taking responsibility for it or putting the responsibility on the person that actually caused it, you decided to blame a whole group of people. And not just that, right? Now we have these DEI conversations. And the reality is, and a lot of companies are about to find out, Target is finding out in real time, you all need DEI in your lives, right? How do you think you get the food that you love so much? I mean, one of the most popular foods in Texas besides barbecue is Tex-Mex. Where do you think the Mex part of Tex-Mex comes from? Like, diversity is what makes things great. You get to be exposed to a different thought process, a different experience, a different, all of that. So I would say, look at your community, see who needs help, and see them in the eyes of humanity, and don't see them as what other people tell you to look at them as. And I don't understand that process. Like, you are human who struggles. I am human who struggles. We have common ground, right? Why can't we have a conversation where where you don't understand that part? And that's what I struggle with. I get so angry, as you can tell. I've been flipping back and forth, but I get so angry because I see the same people that are struggling as me, who think of me as less than because of the color of my skin or because I'm a woman. All of those things are stupid. These are stupid things. And we're better than that. We are. We all come from the same place. We all bleed the same. The only difference is that our bodies adapt differently based off of where our ancestors come from. Like, that's it. The skin color is based off how much sun is in the area of your ancestors. The darker the skin is supposed to help with the UV rays. That's it. That's literally the only evolutionary thing about skin color. It doesn't make anybody better than the other person. It makes who is more sun resistant than the other feel. That's it. That's it. It's as simple as that. We need to look at each other and realize that we're in this together. All the things that I talked about in the beginning of the video, all the things that you can do to combat like the anxiety, all of that. I mean, yes, obviously meditation, working out, all of those things are great, but you want to look outside of yourself. You know, we're so individualistic about how does this affect me? What is it about me? And I know I say this having a shirt, but to be fair, this shirt is a quote from a movie that I really love. And bonus points if you all can get that. But it's, we got to see outside of ourselves, because if we keep thinking about just us and how this affects me and not my community, well, eventually it will affect you. It will affect you. It will come back to you. That's how it works.